Any questions with today's practice?
Cherry lime snowball for you today, or are you going to change it up?
I hadn't even paid attention. That would be the flavor, though, probably.
Sean, could you talk about Marcus Davenport? Would you say he had a good day today?
Yeah, we'll look at the film. I thought defensively that we were just talking about the momentum and how that affects games, and how there's typically flows to that. But regards to him, I want to make sure I watch the tape. Those guys did a good job, though.
Well, an evaluation of him so far from what you've seen in previous days?
Look, I see he's number one. He's healthy. He's active. I think he's having a good camp. We're still 1 week in, but he's doing a good job. He's very explosive, and I would say he's been a little bit more consistent. And so we just did our first, evening long kind of meeting on personnel the other night, and it's been positive with him.
Sean, when you talk about the ebbs and flows, offense to defense, you guys having better days, is it kind of some of those younger guys on defense kind of figuring out what to do?
Yeah, the main message was, in the course of these games in the regular season you play, there's always that pendulum that swings with momentum, and you're trying as best you can to keep it when you have it, as long as you can, capitalize on it. And when you don't, that ability to correct, to get it back, to slow down, what they're doing well. And but it happens in almost every game you play. Rarely are you in a game where you don't see a couple different momentum swings, and you got to work on that. And today was one of those days. I just felt offensively, there was a period in practice where we needed to auto-correct a little quicker.
Sean, when you're evaluating quarterbacks, how important is it just to evaluate where the ball is going as opposed to maybe the execution of the pass? Is that?
I think that's important. Where it's going, and then, is it effective? It's easy for me to say, hey, lead your team and find ways to score. It's an imperfect game at times, and so you're working with the progression, where their eyes are, the protections, all of those things. Ultimately, how efficient you can do that, how effective you can do that. But where it's going at times is really the decision column in the grade. Do you like the decision?
You grade on it.
Yeah. Every throw has got a decision grade. And there's different type reads. There's some reads that fall in the line of a progression read. There's some reads that are, here or here based on coverage. But that gets evaluated with every throw.
And is there an evaluation in that evaluation if somebody's open and they're not seeing it, or is that a?
Well, look, there's times if the progression takes them A, B, and C, C's open, we throw it to A, who's open. Not maybe as much, then.
Yeah, I got you.
That's fine. Within the progression, if we pass one that's open, then it's minus. Number 2 on a basic cross is coming open, and you're too quick off of it. That's kind of an easy way to describe it, though. But that element or column exists with each decision on a pass play.
McCoy said the other day when he was talking about the cadence and even in the huddle, he said their cadence is pretty similar, but he said how they operate in the huddle. He said Jameis is a little bit more fun-loving and joyful and kind of makes them smile, and Taysom's a little bit more serious. Is it just kind of their personality, or do you have a preference?
I think so. No, I think the last thing we want to do is change who they are, their personality. Drew was a certain personality. Jameis, he's wired a certain way, no different than Taysom. So there's been no formula for what you have to have. The hard work is necessary, the attention to detail is necessary, but our league has seen a history of all sorts of personalities at that position, and I think the first mistake would be trying to be someone other than yourself.
Like Bobby Adebo.
We knew his personality. We knew his personality.
I was probably more like James.
Huh?
I don't want to be presumptuous, but with the video of number 2s going through make that way into the team meeting, going through the fumble.
So I didn't see it, but my assistant Kevin did, and It's probably in a file somewhere. He showed it to me, so it wasn't. It's not gonna. It's certainly not gonna make the manufacturer of gauntlets file. All right, thank you.
All right, feel like you had a pretty good day today, Zach. Got a hand on a take a tackle for loss. How's your camp going so far?
It's going good. I'm at the new wheel position, figuring it out, learning along the way, and as long as you're flying around, and that's what I'm doing, making plays, and that's all I can do, right?
Zack, where do you think you're at as far as this season? Because you contributed at a high level on special teams. Is that something you could build upon, considering you become one of those leaders on that unit?
Oh, for sure. Special teams is in my blood. Learn from the guys like Hardy and JT, guys that really use that and to carve a way for their career. And I don't want to ever lose special teams, and I always want to be a part of that. I definitely think I can continue to contribute and be a leader at that.
Zach, it looked like you had a almost interception there, break up from Jameis, I think, threw the ball late across the middle. What did you see on that play? What was your read there?
Yeah, I was the backside of a hook curl drop. You look to the third progression, and it was there. He was rolling out, and I covered up my man and did my responsibility. I should have caught that, though.
How much do you think you've grown in the coverage aspect of it?
Oh, a ton. Learning every day. There's so many intricacies of the defense that you can pick up from formation recognition and stuff like that. Identifying cut splits and all that. So you just keep learning, and eventually I know I have the physical tools to be good at that.
He's working off to the side, but how is it to have Zack out there with you guys?
Oh, it's fun. He's a ball of energy, and he's packed full of knowledge. And even just out here on the first day, he's asking me questions, I'm asking him questions, and I'm really already learning a lot from him. Cool. Thank you.
Thanks, Zach.
Ready? With all the new faces on both sides of the football, how important is the consistency of the O-line that's pretty much been since the beginning of camp?
Well, obviously that's a huge deal. The consistency and how we mesh together, how we play together, is obviously a big deal. I think we've got some good experience with each other and working together every day to continue meshing well and understanding how each of us play. So far it's been a really good camp for that.
Yeah, just not only that consistency with you guys, but helping out the quarterbacks behind you, no matter who it might be, to have that pocket and to give them a running game.
Yeah, of course. So quarterback always, needs that space and needs to know that we're going to be there. So, he's depending on us to get that done, and we know that, and that's a big responsibility for us. So we take it seriously, obviously.
Big offseason for you, obviously. I know you talked early in the offseason about signing a big contract. But what did you maybe hone in on just to fine-tune your game a little bit? I know everybody focuses on improvement in the offseason. What did you kind of hone in on?
Kind of in my pass game, some of my footwork as far as my gathering step. I'm trying to work on keeping that more consistent throughout my initial kicks, my first couple kicks. Some in the run game, trying to get my backside hand in. So little tweaks like that I'm just little things that I'm just trying to finish and get better at. All good.
Thanks, man.
Jeez, all right.
There we go.
Everybody ready? Big practice for you the past couple days after pads, have been on. How do you feel that you've been doing out there?
Yeah, I've been having a good camp so far. For me, it'll be just about consistency. Coming out and playing ball every day. What DA talks about in our meeting rooms. As far as the defense, I try to instill that in my game and getting to the ball and making plays on the ball.
The other day, Sean singled you out by name. I mean, just the kind of boost that gives you when the coach kind of, on day 4 singles you out.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's always good to be knowing that you're doing well. But I pride myself in the work. And the thanks comes with it as well. So I just try to come out every day, control what I can control, making plays on the ball, getting to the ball. And but yeah, to hear that from the head coach, that's inspiring for me to continue to keep going.
What do you kind of learn just being around DeMario?
Yeah, just being around DeMario and even guys like Craig Robinson last year, it's been special for me, just being a fly on the wall and listening to them talk about their techniques and just, covering things from life to football to anything in between, especially being around those guys. And when people ask me what's the coolest thing about being in the NFL, it's being around those guys in the locker room.
So another guy like that, Quan, back today, how big is that for y'all?
Yeah.
Having a guy like that back?
Yeah, Quan's big, for our linebacker core, and he's a hustle guy, an effort guy, an energy guy, and all that. And you can never have enough of those guys on defense.
Did you watch his videos, his workout videos?
I've been watching his videos. He's been cutting. I've been trying to replicate some of his stuff and some of his workout videos throughout my off-season workouts as well. Yep, that works. Cool. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How would you describe the way it's going for you so far?
I think it's going great. I have a good group of guys in the DB room that are kind of helping me out. So to be out here practicing again, it's been a long time. So definitely excited.
It's been a long time. Like, do you feel that when you're out there?
Like the first day maybe it's like, oh snap, this is new. But now back to it, feel good.
Have you kind of found the comfort level, I guess, mentally and physically out there? Because your playmaking on the ball seems like you're a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, I think every day I'm getting more and more comfortable as I'm learning the defense and getting more comfortable with that. Plays will kind of start happening quicker.
What do you kind of learn from a guy like Patrick Robinson? What is he?
Man, Patrick Robinson, he's my guy for sure. Somebody who's not, not afraid to kind of help the younger guys, and so truly grateful for him. And then the rest of the DBs as a whole, everybody's super duper helpful in helping out the young guys.
Seems like you've really been making some plays on special teams as a gunner. What's your mentality towards that? Is that something you did in college?
In college, I didn't play gunner. I think I was block corner. I didn't do too much on special teams, but coming in just trying to be on the field as much as possible and do anything for the team.
But also one of the things they like about you is your ball playing skills. What are some of the things you're seeing in some of those one-on-one situations, some of the team drills?
Just trying to trust my technique. Whatever route I'm getting, trying to make sure I play it to the best of my ability.
Cornerback seems like a position that's been, had almost a revolving door a little bit to this point. How has that been, kind of adjusting to the new faces in the room throughout the first, week and a half?
It's been super cool meeting people that I've watched on TV for a couple years now. Some of these guys I looked up to, so it's definitely a good experience to be able to come in and then also them embracing me and being able to learn from them.
So is the gunner stuff natural, or you've been drilling technique? I mean, you had the one the other day where you just beat two guys off the line real quick, down the punt at the line.
I played receiver in high school, so I'm used to getting off the line. Some of that comes naturally, and then some of that is just trying to apply the technique that they're teaching here. So
it's just like
a combination of both. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, bud.
Perfect. Thank you.